Okay, so I have here these in-ceiling speakers that I want to install today. It's these JBL LS328C. And I'm opening up here the package, and inside you will find here these cardboard cutout. It's like this template that shows you how big the hole needs to be in order to install the speaker in the ceiling. You can see this here. Fits right, and you can use this here to mark the spot where you want to cut the hole into the ceiling. This is really helpful, but in my case above the ceiling is actually an attic, so I have direct access here from on top, and so I have built here this little frame that you can see here with this piece of plywood and then a couple of 1x, and I've cut the same size hole into this piece of plywood, and that will help me to secure the speaker a lot better later on. I don't want to hang the speaker onto the drywall. I actually use this piece of plywood to hang the speaker off of. Okay, so once you marked your spot here on the ceiling for a hole, making sure that you don't cut into like a rafter above, then you just cut out the drywall, as you can see here. In my case here, I didn't mark this since I have this piece of plywood that gives me a good guide to where I have to cut the drywall out. So we're actually using here a pretty good saw to do this. This only takes a couple of minutes, and make sure that you make the hole not too big but also not too small. It's not terrible if you make a hole a little bit too big, since this speaker has a little lip that will cover eventually a gap. And this is what this looks like from on top. You can see here the cutout in the plywood is just as big as the drywall underneath. And then first I'm going to do a dry run here, making sure that the speaker really fits before I continue with the installation. And then how does this work? So the speaker has this little hooks here on the side that will tilt out in order to hang off of the drywall of the ceiling here, and you can tilt those hooks out by screwing in these screws here from underneath. So when you start to screw here, the hook will tilt out and then eventually move downwards, and that will hold the speaker in place. And you do this for like all 4 hooks that this speaker here has. And now we are going to continue with installing here the speaker wire. We have these 2 ports here for the negative and the positive, and I have here this 16 gauge wire. The instruction manual of the speaker actually recommended using here the 16 gauge, and then just push down on the ports that open up this hole here in the port, and I just stick the wire in. And as soon as I've done that, I'm just going to lift the speaker in place here, and I'm using my Phillips screwdriver on all the 4 hooks, or all the 4 screws that are here for the hooks. And I'm going to push the speaker with my hand up against the ceiling, and I'm going to tighten the hooks. I'm not going to tighten it too much, otherwise you may break the drywall. You don't want that to happen. Just make it snug. And then as the last step, I have here this grill that you can just pop into. If you want to, you can actually paint this if you prefer to have a certain color, or you don't have to actually install it at all. But if you prefer your speakers covered, then you just install this here as the last step. Alright, yeah, so this is it. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, then leave a comment below.